Hello and welcome to Mtoto News Insight. I am Anne Wambui. The Association of Charitable Children Institutions of Kenya, in collaboration with the Juvenile Justice Agencies, Multimedia University of Kenya, and other stakeholders, held the first National Symposium on Childcare and Protection from 16th to 18th May 2018 under the theme of Building Synergy for Enhanced Childcare and Protection Experiences, Challenges and Opportunities. Child abuse is a very serious and recurring problem in Kenya. Parents continue to be one obstacle to providing safe environments for children. This symposium was born from the need to spread awareness not only about physical abuse in children, but emotional and social abuse as well. Children are often invisible to parents, which may expose them to psychosocial harm. The symposium facilitated planning for the protection of children exposed to this form of domestic violence and accelerating the prevention of this problem.
It's my sincere hope that this symposium will address these challenges that are raised and those that will be raised by the other participants and come up with recommendations on how to tackle them. I expect this symposium to look at the root cause of many of the problems that we have. We have in most cases focused on the neglected children on the streets. You know that there are neglected children in homes. I've said that we focus on the children on the streets, but we have very many neglected children in homes. You have sometimes seen news flashes of children being beaten by house elves. I see that as a serious challenge, because young mothers and fathers have got to work, so somebody has to stay at home and take care of those children. But let me tell you that these young parents sometimes forget their main duty, their main responsibilities.
In other news, over the last week, the two most trending hashtags globally to do with marriage, Justice for Nura and Royal Wedding. Millions of people watched Meghan become a princess with a sense of admiration. The conversation was based on her beauty, simplicity, and elegance as she married into royalty. But across the sea, another girl is facing a death sentence after killing her husband in self-defense. Nura was a child bride, forced to get married at the age of 15 years, and since it was not her choice, she ran away. She was tricked into going back to her husband by her father. She was raped by her husband, and his cousins held her down. During another attempt to rape her, she allegedly stabbed him to death.
Nura is a 19-year-old Sudanese girl who was forced into a child marriage at the age of 16 by her father, and now she is convicted of premeditated murder of killing her supposed husband.
So Nura's story is first and foremost the most heartbreaking story I've ever heard of. And one thing, Nura was only 16 years old when her dad wanted to force her into marriage, and she was really against that. And as much as she tried to resist, she wouldn't just take no for an answer. So she wanted to focus on her studies. So I believe that the marriage wasn't even against the man himself, but just to the whole idea of getting married and not, accomplishing what she has planned for herself. So Nura is very ambitious. She wanted to be a teacher, and she wanted to focus on her studies. And 16-year-old is a very young age to be married at. And so he insisted on the wedding, and she had to run away. She ran away from home, and she stayed with her aunt for 3 whole years. And after those 3 years, her dad contacted her, and he told her that the wedding would be cancelled since she didn't want it anymore, and it was safe for her to come back home. So you can imagine, after not seeing your family for 3 years, Nura was really she really wanted to get back home. And so she did go back home, and just to realize that she had been tricked and the wedding was still going to go on. And she found that everything was prepared, the wedding was prepared, and the man was there ready and everything. So she really didn't want that to happen, and at that point, what can you do? Because the wedding is it's tomorrow, or whenever it is, and there's nothing, and everyone is keeping an eye on her, so she can't run away. What can she do?
According to a report by University of Pretoria, the main drivers to child marriage are gender inequality, cultural and religious norms, poverty, lack of access to education that empowers girls, legal frameworks, inadequacy of registration procedures, armed conflict and sexual violence situations. We need to deliberate to end child marriage because it takes us all to end child marriage. In recent years, child marriage has gained increasing prominence on international and national development agendas. Child marriage is any formal marriage or informal union where one or both of the parties are under 18 years of age. That is 23 girls every minute, nearly one every 2 seconds. The Girls Not Brides workshop held last week on Tuesday at Ngong Hills Hotel that brought different local organizations that help and protect child rights and move to end child marriage in Kenya. The organizations shared common objectives, which is ending child marriage and enabling girls fulfill their potentials. They work with other regional and international branches to reach all young girls and help educate and better their future. Ending child marriage requires work across all sectors and at all levels.
For me, in this role, I'll ensure that the voice of the child, of the girl child from the community is heard. That is one of our strengths as an organization, child participation and the participation of young people. So we'll embrace also the organizations that have young people and of course working closely with the girls and the communities, their families and government, the different levels so that the voice of the child is heard in ending child marriage.
And finally, 17 girls from Dukamoja, Narok East have been reported pregnant in Narok County. The teenagers from Suswa Girls Secondary School are said to have gotten pregnant in 2017. This has greatly contributed to the county being rated with the highest number of teenage pregnancies in the country. According to Deputy County Commissioner Arthur Bunde, efforts from local police in fighting teenage pregnancies and marriages tend to be futile due to lack of cooperation from the girls to report the men responsible and greed from parents who take livestock from suitors. The Form 1 dropouts have since been assuming roles of mothers while their classmates continue to learn.
Nilijoin shule Form 1 2017. Mwezi wa 8 nikapata bao lakini nilienda shule tena. So venye tu 2018 venye shule ilifunguliwa January ndio sikuenda.
According to a local administrator, principals have been reluctant in giving the actual numbers of teenage mothers, which contradicts the figures collected by NGOs. That was all for today. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Mtoto News. Have a good day.